Race number 4 has a withdrawal to pass on before we get into the preview. Little Player is out. Colonel is in for Sylvester de Souza. He carries 132 pounds and jumps from barrier number 13. Class 5 over the 1200 and horses 1, 2, 3 are all on the class drop. Compulsory has an extra 10 pounds for a senior rider since his last start. Strive for Glory. He was a winner course and distance at the first meeting of the season. Shanghai Power's wins have both been at Happy Valley over the 1000. Better Draw Touch Faith. Viva Allah back in trip from the 14 to the 1200. This is Guts as the cheek piece is off. And Sha Tin from the 1400 to the 1200, Tom. And he's come up the early favourite as well.
No surprises there, and he'll probably run another placing without winning as Sha Tin. But I think up on the pace here, Shanghai Power will go forward. That's what he likes to do. Keith Young from barrier 8. Colonel gets into the field. He's a pace influence in the race now as well from barrier 13. Golden Mission, Happy Forever and Compulsory, Paul, for Tony Miller, drawn 12.
Yeah, so he'll try and get across. I think he likes to go forward, but he just might try and have to slot in there somewhere. Horses like Alloy Star will get back. Dreamcatcher from a wide draw, and also This Is Guts.
We're going to have a look at some replays now, but we're not going to show you This Is Guts because he's not coming up in them. But Happy Forever is ball, and he's on the class drop, but draws wide.
Look, he has, but I think he can get across from that draw as well. Hugh Bowman aboard. Look, he's downgraded. He ran his best race at his last start. I thought it was a good fifth behind Happy Fat Cat here, which we're seeing now. So I think he can win this.
I think he's one of the main chances in the race as well. Now, when he was first up at his debut, he was held up at 55 to 1, didn't get a crack at them. Second start, rated 52, came out and ran second at 44 to 1. So he's run some good races at big prices, and I think the drop back in grade here is really going to be a big factor for him. Gate 11's a little niggly, but hopefully he can get across.
Galvanic, who runs second in that race, runs in race number 2 also. A few to look at here, Tom. We've got Compulsory leading for home. Strive for Glory has early toe also. Yeah,
Compulsory, he was backed favourite, I think, going back to the all-weather night meeting back at the end of October and didn't do a great deal there, and was beaten a length at a quarter. It was a better effort from him behind Aka Power last time out. Strive for Glory, Paul, he's just a one-time winner, so he's been hard to catch.
Yeah, he might just have to work early. He might eventually get across Compulsory, but he's going to have to work, I think, from barrier number 12. So that's what put me off. And Strive for Glory, he sort of won fresh up, didn't he? We haven't really seen too much since.
That other horse in the gold and the orange, he got stopped in his tracks a couple of times too, Alloy Star.
All right, and he's way down in the ratings is Alloy Star. Next up, Paul, we've got Alloy Star again running 6th and Strive for Glory running 8th.
Yeah, so Strive for Glory went to the front and he faded, but it was a good run again from Alloy Star. You're right, he's run a couple of good races here. He comes in with the lowest rating of 18. He's 18 for a reason, but he's drawn nicely in barrier number 4. He's just got no early pace.
Yeah, his only win here in Hong Kong, it did come in at this grade, and it was this course and a distance. Look, if you were keen on a horse at a price, he's probably a little short really, though, at 10 to 1.
All right, move on finally, Tom, to our last replay. This is Inspiring City last time at Happy Valley running 7th. He did run on 2 starts ago on the all-weather also. Has to carry 133 pounds, gets a good draw, but there's not a whole lot of him.
No, there's not. I think he can run a race here, though. You can see he's a wee way off them here. The horse that's directly in front of him came out and won at a short price on Wednesday night, Americ to Spexo, but he was running on quite well there at the end, Paul, so I think he's a major player here.
Yeah, look, I've included him as well, especially from that draw, barrier number 1. He should get a nice economical run.
This is not an easy race, is it?
No, it's not at all. There's plenty of chances. I'm going to go with the downgraders, though, on top 1 to beat 2. New kids on the block coming into this grade. Happy Forever on top. He's drawn 11, but he can get across, I think. Inspiring City from the inside draw. Apex top, he didn't run too badly at his last start. He should get a nice run just off the pace. Look, he generally runs 5th or 6th at his last few. He comes back to 1200. And Sha Tin, look, he'll run a placing, I think. It's hard to have on a win line. He's had 31 goes for not a win, and he can deal me out of the 3.4.
Yeah, I'm not keen on that either, but I do like the top 2 we're here, but Inspiring City on the top, number 2 for Matthew Poon and David Hayes, drawn 1, should get the right sort of run in transit. Happy Together has to come across from barrier number 11, but he's been running well, Happy Forever. Sha Tin, he makes it in, and Touch Faith, I thought, win a decent race last time out. He's a 2-time winner from his 30 starts. 1's been at Happy Valley, 1's been on the all-weather. 2, 1, 13 and 8.
And you'll be shocked to know that open race number 4 is the first leg of the Triple Trio.